am absolutely clueless when it comes to relationships, in the sense that I never really know when she's upset. I don't get it. Like, I just never really know what is wrong, what I did wrong. When she calls me by my name, she says like, okay, Christian, rather than like my love or any sort of cute name. When she mentions my name, especially if it's the whole name, like Christian, because normally it's just Chris, right? If she just says Christian, I know something's wrong, but I never know what it is that I did wrong. And my knee just creates 1,000 possible sort of, little things that I've done wrong.
It's probably none of the things that you thought of.
Yeah, it's just quite hard to deal with that at the moment. And I mean, today I came from hers, and we didn't have an argument, but we were, I don't know, we weren't comfortable. Like, we were both sort of sad and like, it's so frustrating because I never know what's wrong, but I always feel like I'm the one to blame. And the thing is, it turns out that she was stressed out because she thought I was stressed out when I wasn't. But the fact that she thought I was stressed out stressed me out, because now I think she's stressed out. You know what I mean? Like, there's absolutely no reason why we should be stressed out, but because both of us think the other one's stressed out, we become stressed out. And because we are stressed out, it stresses each other out. Man.
I don't know the solution. I sympathize with not knowing what's wrong with other people.
Yeah, it's really... I don't even know what cognitive function that is, but whatever it is, like, I fucking suck at it. Oh, it's just such...
Yeah, it's like, at best you can tell that something's up. Like, Effie will tell you, like, something's up, but I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. Is that FI you said? That...
I was gonna say I think Effie is what lets us know that something's wrong sometimes. Like, we pick up on your, like, something is amiss, but we have no idea what it is, which is probably our bad FI.
Yeah.
Because we don't get upset about anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
why would you be upset? There's nothing here clearly making you upset. So I don't know what it is.
Yeah. And like, the other thing is, it's really hard for me to deal with, is that she's very closed and I'm very open, like too open. I don't give a shit about privacy, so I post everything like online, you know what I mean? I've said pretty personal stuff in here, knowing that it's going to end up on YouTube. And I honestly do not give a fuck. It doesn't bother me. In like the slightest thing that I talk about her online, it just freaks her out. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was such a big deal. And yes, and what else has been? Oh, also, I feel really bad about this, actually. This is the one thing that's actually stressing me out. She's really independent. Like, she lives on her own, she does everything on her own. And even though I'm 21, I still don't know how to cook. It's really bad, I know. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to live on my own. Do you know what I mean? And that to me is really embarrassing already on its own. But the fact that, my girlfriend looks at me as if I'm a little bit of a mummy's boy. That, like, I'm actually quoting, she said that. Like, she calls me mummy's boy. And what pisses me off is that it's actually kind of true, in the sense that I'm not independent yet. And that's really bothering me. Like, you have no idea how much that is bothering me right now. Because I want to be like the provider, you know what I mean? For like, yeah, it's really difficult to deal with that at the moment.
Well, you know, some people learn to cook, some people play the bass. It's not like you don't have any skills. It just might or might not be which society deems most useful. Yeah.
Or survival, you know. Hey, I can make memes. I can't cook my own food. I can't clean my own clothes, but I can make memes. Yay. There's a skill that will land me a job. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, it's always weird. You're like, well, people say that this is important. You're like, and I see how it could be, but it doesn't have to be. That doesn't make it that important. It's not like you don't. I mean, you know, it's not like you're incapable of learning those things if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm learning slowly. Like tomorrow, I've asked my mum to help me, like, you know, with food, teach me a few things, you know. But boy, I didn't realize. Okay. I kind of forgot how frustrating relationships can be. And I'm worried that that's going to get in the way. Because I do actually really love this girl. And I think she really loves me, but fuck, I don't know. It's really stressing me out. I swear the only reason I haven't, like, hurt her yet, like, said something that would hurt her. I mean, I've probably done it already. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've done it already. But I mean, the only reason I haven't consciously hurt her is because, like, whenever I get stressed out, I just sort of zone out and go look at memes and shit. I shit you not, it's the only thing.
You're type 9, you know, coping or whatever.
It's memes. Yeah, that's the other issue. We both hate conflict. We both hate conflict. She gets really stressed out by it. I get really uncomfortable and sad. But the thing is, it's the only way we can deal with shit is if we just talk about stuff. But that's the problem. I overanalyze and she just closes up. She just doesn't want to talk about it for a few hours. And the problem is, it freaks me out. It freaks me the fuck out when she goes silent. And I'm always like, you know, asking her questions like, oh, what's wrong? Did I do something wrong? What should I do better? This and that, this and that. And it just drives her crazy. So I've learned, actually, whenever there is something wrong, and I've told this to her, I'm going to ask her once, is everything okay? I know nothing's okay, but she's going to say yes, and I'm going to be like, I'll be here for whenever you want to talk to me. And that's it. I'll just be scrolling through memes until she finally has the courage to explain what's wrong.
That sounds like a good plan.
Anyway, enough about my life. How have you guys been?
Good enough.
It's bank holiday in the UK tomorrow, so I'm not working tomorrow. Whoop, whoop.
That's nice.
What's Elsie up to? Is Elsie even here? She's thinking about what? Oh, okay. Fair enough. Oh man, the reflection of my screen and on my glasses makes it look like a Snapchat filter, is it not?
A bit. It's a good thing you're not looking at anything naughty or anything, because you won't be able to see it.
Yeah. I know, right?
Hey, do any of you know anything about glass blowing?
Like, what do you mean by anything?
Like techniques and stuff? Because I have this piece of glass that's like a solid chunk, but has like, it looks like air was bubbled through it or something.
That looks really cool.
Yeah, but I was wondering, like, I don't know if that's like a hard thing to do or not, you know? Like, or if that was something that was just...
Well, in my level of expertise, I could tell you that it would be very hard for me to do it, but probably easy for someone else to do it.
Oh, okay.
That explains a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not.
I got this in Germany at like a touristy place where they had a bunch of other glassware, and I think someone just had some leftover glass and they made this. You know, it wasn't very expensive, so it must not have been too difficult, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Unless the guy that was doing it was just like a world expert or something, and for him it was like, oh, this is worth $20.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't look like super complicated, but I don't know.
Yeah, I try and figure out like how it would have been done, right? Because you would have had to like, there's no like opening in it or anything, so they would have had to capture. It
would have been on a stick or something. And
yeah,
so it would have been something where like there was a an opening because it was folded stick, and then if you
think he like
like the process of removing the rod or something, you could twist it or play it, or it might have been a special like had a fork or something on the rod.
Yeah. Maybe he just like twisted and pulled it slowly, and then at the end he like pulled it quickly and then heated the end up and it like sealed up or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I'd guess something like that.
I don't want to clean anymore, but I'm like halfway done. So if I stop, like I won't be able to sleep on my bed or anything. So
Guys.
Dave.
You know, if I had to describe how I feel in my relationship, right now, I would say it's funny how the world is like slowly walking into World War III, and there's like nukes probably being prepped right now, and all I could think of is, did I piss off my girlfriend? It's just, that's just relationship 101.
It's actually probably a pretty healthy approach to, existence.
Yeah. It's like it's just a constant. Yeah. It's just a constant sort of, did I piss her off situation? But I just never know. Like Heronai is hiding her feelings. It just takes it into deeper subconscious level. You're like, fuck.
And is interesting to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I bought her flowers, I bought her chocolate, I took her out. I bought her flowers, I bought her chocolate, I took her to her fancy dinner. I dressed up in a fucking suit to take her to dinner. I was all cute. I bought her something, a little present. So, I'm trying really hard, but yeah, I don't know. Today, like, she was still, like, stressed out and shit. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm trying so hard and it's all going wrong. So from now on, I'm just going to laugh at shit, watch memes, send you memes, and hope for the best. I've stopped sort of trying to care too much about it. And it's like, I swear, the moment I stop giving a fuck, she gets better. So maybe that's the solution to all the problems. Just don't give a fuck.
It works for me.
There we go. That explains it.
No, it's funny. Like I've kind of adopted a general philosophy of something along those lines. It works good. And I remember my kind of my mentor is my Taekwondo instructor, and I think he's an ESTP. Like I was talking to him one time about people annoying me and stuff, and trying to like get on your nerves. And he's like, you know what? He's like, sometimes the best thing. He's like, you just like the philosophy is like, just don't give a shit. He's like, they send you those emails that is going to be annoying, and they want you to read them and be, like get in trouble. He's like, sometimes I just delete those without even reading them. I'm like, I'm like, it's so nice to hear something else. Like, yeah, like that's how I've gotten by this long, and this like organizational structure. And I'm like, oh, like thank you.
Yeah, sometimes it's what you need to do. Really. You know what I really need to do?
No.
Get myself a drink. I really need to go get myself a drink. I'll be right back.
I need a refill, but I need. Yeah, I was gonna take another beer. Do you have any of the guest ones, or what? Any of those like a dark or? Okay. Yeah, just another one of the stout ones. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh shit! Forgot this.
What kind of graph paper do you use, Audra?
What kind of what?
Graph paper. I mean, presumably you use it occasionally.
I don't know. Whatever graph
talk
paper
about how to respond.
Meanwhile, whatever graph paper I can find, or if not, here's the cool feature on your printer where it will like print out graph paper when you ask it.
I like this one because on one side it's perfectly plain,
Right.
but on the other side it has the grid, so you can
Right.
see it through the front for like taking notes and like stuff. But it's probably because I'm like in a lot of math classes and stuff, whereas you're doing more computer stuff. Is Eric? So what's going on with in the other room? They're having some kind of like ethics thing with his class or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. He's teaching one of his debate classes or something.
Oh,
A lot of stuff still.
On the weekend?
Yeah, whenever, I guess.
The overachieving students.
Probably the overworked, overbooked students is what I'm guessing.
Well, he teaches like middle school students, doesn't he?
I think primarily, yeah. I mean, he teaches whatever. It's he's a private debate coach.
Mm.
More or less what he does. So.
Interesting. I'm thinking about participating in a ethics bowl next semester. Maybe I should talk to him about it because I haven't done like much formal argumentation, just informal,
Yeah. He always gets you like, because I'm good at informal argumentation, but yeah, the whole like formal kind of structure of it is very interesting.
Yeah, I have a hard time like giving. I feel like I'd have a hard time giving like putting my full faith in the argumentation system because like I would want to, the way I think is like I don't want to be in that box. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. Just observing it and even hearing Eric talk about it. It's the thing about it is that proper debate isn't about who's right, which is interesting. Like the formal thing is it's not about who's right. It's about more or less who is less wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate that, and I try and do that like in an informal manner when I have discussions with like other academics on campus and stuff.
Right.
But you can kind of convey feeling and like intuition and stuff. Whereas like in a formal debate, I feel like it's pure TI, like, Yeah. I'm about to take some No-Pept. It's gonna be really, really bitter. Mm. Have you ever heard of this stuff? Nopept? I'll just type it.
Yeah, camera focus wasn't quite in the right place. No, I haven't. What is it?
It's used as a, in Russia, it's prescribed for treating Alzheimer's. In the United States, I don't think it has a medical use that's like designated yet, but people use it as a nootropic. I don't know how it is. Like for me, like I noticed that like it kind of affects my long-term memory recall. So like, which is I guess why it's good for Alzheimer's, right? So like, whenever I take it, like for like a few days, I start like having like I remember things from my past that I hadn't thought about in a really long time. The ingredient is just Nopept. That's it. It's just a chemical. This is 99% pure Nopept.
Cool.
Guess who's back again? What up? What up?
Find you some refreshment.
Rum and Coke as always.
That sounds like sickly sweet, honestly.
It's probably the ice.
Like rum and Coke. Those are both very sweet.
I love that.
Well, cheers. That's really bad. I'm drinking so that I can...
Don't worry, Elsie. I don't even have enough rum to go hard on. I've only got a little bit left.
I'm drinking a little bit so that I can get this homework done, which is... I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but it's like, okay.
Well, have I ever told you about the one time I wrote an assignment?
Oh, I guess I'll eat it.
I was saying, do you know that? Have I ever told you about the one time I wrote an assignment with, Jack Daniels on me? That was brilliant. I may or may not have left a few meme-like sentences at the end of the report. Yeah, maybe that wasn't a great idea. I literally wrote too long, didn't read, and then explained what it meant because I had written it somewhere in between the report. Yeah, this was for uni. I don't mean school. This was for uni. The course that I would be paying $7 grand a year for, and I wrote. Oh man. I wrote too long, didn't read. Oh man.
I used to do my stuff for the university stuff, but middle of the night and something along those lines.
I hate using these glasses when speaking to you guys because you can see my screen, and it's a bit.
I'm all excited. I'm like sitting at the pub so that I can get my work done, and they just brought me more fries. Like I ordered fries a while ago, and then that was like I don't know, like an hour and a half ago. I've been sitting here like drinking beer and doing homework, and they just brought me more fries, and I'm like, what's that? And they're like, I didn't order those, but I'll eat them.
That's really nice.
Probably more.
Please leave a tip.
Is it nice or is it an accident? But I don't really care because I got fired. So.
Yeah, please leave a tip for them because that deserves a tip.
Oh, I always do. It's one of those things. If you're going to be a regular in a place, you should definitely, make them like you. Pays off.
Exactly.
Your return back. If you're never going to be there again, you can do whatever you like. No, this is my spot when I go out to eat.
Oh, I see. This was the very first shuttlecock that me and my girlfriend used because we love badminton and shit. So, yay! It's like one of those little treasures that we keep. I don't know why I told you that. I'm just trying to come up with conversation.
You're just trying to talk. I know.
Yeah. I just felt really lonely once my girlfriend went to bed, so I decided to pop by. Yeah. Come on, guys. Input some conversation. Stimulate my brain. I'm bored. You come here to think.
To think.
Really?
I come here to have something to think about. Maybe. No, I come here to talk.
I come here because I'm a lonely wreck. That's why
I like hearing people talk sometimes.
We are literally walking paradoxes because, like, I don't like to have too much noise around me, like people. It's weird. Like, I like and dislike people at the same time. I don't want to be in a group when I feel tired, but then I don't want to be alone because I get really lonely. So it's like, this is the perfect middle because you guys are not actually here. And if I wanted, I could just close the window and that'll be it.
Right. It doesn't require any work.
Yep.
To have people talking. Like, I've started learning, like, when I get up in the morning, like, that's actually a really good way to get me up because if I just get up and it's silent, I don't want to get out of bed. And I've learned that, like, if I'll reach over, like, turn on my phone and listen to, like, turn on people talking, I'll be like, oh, that kind of wakes my brain up.
Yeah. I know how you feel. Although, I've never actually tried raw room in the morning. Mostly because I'm not a morning person, so.
Yeah, I'm not either, but it does seem to, but yeah, I hate getting out of bed and getting up, so I don't know. And if I let my brain think, it just goes, I hate mornings and I hate getting up and why am I doing this? So
sorry, I just saw something really funny on my timeline. I was just like distracted by it for a second. Holy shit. Right, I'm gonna leave for a bit. Later on.
All right, later, dude.
Enjoy your fries.
I'll do it.
See ya, Elsie. Right.
Looks to me like you stuck with it for an admirable duration of time. You're weird, Elsie. You're a freak.
I've never been in the lab, so I wouldn't know what needs to be organized.
Oh, it's like like reagent bottles. Actually, like having somebody that can very meticulously like record all the observations and stuff and keep like a good lab notebook. Like just making sure everything's labeled and like they know where it is, and making sure that everything's like it's just running smoothly, and could also like do scheduling and stuff like that, because none of us are like well equipped to do that. But it's hard to find someone who's more geared towards tasks and stuff, but doesn't clash with like our kind of like intuitive big picture understanding. It's hard to be clear about expectations and stuff, which is important when working with people that are like that, I think. Because we're kind of used to, I prefer to just be like, well, you're smart, you know what's going on, let's just work it out, but you kind of have to like, we've realized, or I've realized and talked to my research advisor about it, that it's like there's certain people, if we want to work well in the lab, that we have to like set like expectations and like what their job is and tell them like what they're supposed to be doing.
It's awful when people have to be told what to do.
Yeah, but we need like an SJ type, like a sensing judging type in the lab. But it's hard to find one, like what's your type again, Elsie?
People seem to think I'm ISTJ.
ISTJ, yeah. So like, see, in your case though, you're also like pretty self-sufficient. You don't need like a supervisor necessarily. Like you are the supervisor.
Yeah, I supervise a whole family that has basically no TE, no sensing, no thinking.
Oh man, yeah, because we get like there's like lots of ESFJs and stuff for some reason, like in chemistry and stuff like that, but they really need like clear expectations. It's like, this is what you're supposed to do.
Oh yes, if I go in for a job, I certainly ask for what I need to be doing in that job. You can't give me like vague instructions, because it just makes me anxious.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I'm supposed to be completing. But if there are things that need to be doing and nobody mentions them, they'll get done, and definitely they'll get pointed out.
Yeah. I also have a hard time, like, I don't like being firm with people, but I'm in like a leadership position, so I have to like, like, these are the expectations and this is what needs to be done, but like in a friendly way, not like in a demeaning way.
Oh yeah, I don't mind being a leader of whatever group I happen to be in, as long as the job gets done. That's what really matters, and that it gets done well.
Yes.
Nothing more frustrating than half-assery.
You sound like my grandma. She used to constantly expose half-assery. So I think she was an ISTJ, so ISTJs hate half-assery.
With a passion.
Exactly. And then there's me, the ENFP, and it's just like, oh. Well. Okay then.
I just think that if anyone is going to accomplish anything, you should put your full force into it, and everything has to be done correctly. I don't mean like in a acceptable way. I mean like a functional, the best it can possibly be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, things just end up going wrong over time, and then it bites you in the ass later.
It does. That's why the job has to be done with effective strategy. And there has to be an effective plan, but at the same time, sometimes you can plan things out and then different things happen, and then it doesn't quite work out the way you had planned it. So sometimes you have to adapt to certain things.
That's something I've struggled with, like, historically. Is that I would have this like perfect plan in my head, this like perfect framework, and then I would get really, really demoralized when like one thing would go wrong and like the whole thing would collapse because my motivation would collapse. Mm-hmm. But I've gotten better about designing plans that have multiple fail safes. Like, so it's like, oh, if this goes wrong, it doesn't mean that the whole plan is compromised. It means we've made progress, but like we didn't, get this extra goal done, like trying to set up a plan of action that isn't totalistic, where every single individual part of it has to work in order for you to have any utility out of it, because you're setting yourself up to like fucking fail in that sense.
Yeah. I think another thing also is